Reading diaries are so back, okay? We're so back. I've got my Celsius to get me through this. Celsius, if you want to sponsor me, yeah, you should. Okay, because a lot of things have changed since I've posted some videos. I changed the name of this channel, okay? And it took a lot. It took a lot of thinking and planning and overthinking. I mean, I overthought this way too hard. You know, when I'm reading and I'm looking for a book, you know, I'm really looking for that hidden gem because there's a lot of books out there. And every now and then you find one that's just like, I cannot believe this book existed and I haven't read it yet because this book is everything that I want and more, right? And those are the books that I'm looking for on this channel. So I was like going through like the hidden gems kind of theme, and I landed on Carly's Book Gems because I felt like it incorporates my name into it, and you know, it's still that theme of like finding the hidden gem, finding those books that just make you like, you know, like literally foaming out the mouth because you're just so excited about them. That's how I am. I wanted it to feel cute, you know, because I am a girl, let's be honest. Like, do we read bro books? Yes. But am I still cute girly pop at the end of the day? That's still gonna be me, you guys. I mean, it's just like, I can't really change that. But I am still gonna read bro fantasy, and I'm gonna love every single second of it, okay? Another thing that I really wanted to try with this video is I wanted to try a new dynamic. You know, I don't want you guys to not hear from me ever all the time because it is fun to keep up with book friends. So I wanted to try this new layout of the video where I'm gonna try not cut as much as possible and it be more so like a podcast episode. And I think that not all of my videos are going to be this way. I'm thinking just for my reading diaries where I talk about, you know, what I'm going to be reading and things that are on my mind and book news. Like, I just want this to be a place where it's very lax and you can kind of just listen as you do things, because that's how I watch my book videos is I'm either cooking or I'm cleaning or, you know, I'm folding some laundry. I love just listening to my favorite booktubers, and obviously like I'll pay attention and watch sometimes, but I really am just listening. So I thought it would probably, I wanted to try doing like a podcast sort of thing. And I also feel like it's just, you know, the content that I like the most, honestly, is podcast style content where there aren't cuts, because you can really see what a person is like, obviously, when they're not editing out all of the things that they don't like about themselves. I do that because I've just, you know, hey, I hate that I can't say a sentence without saying or ah. You see what I mean? Like, I just have to cut it out, but I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it because I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun to sit here and just yap, because that's what I'm good at. I'm good at yapping. And we'll just do a little reading diary yap sesh, and I think it'll be fun. So that's just what I've been thinking about. You know, welcome to Carly's Book Gems. Welcome to this channel. I have a lot of things that I want to do for it, you know, starting with these types of videos. If you like it, let me know. I still will do the occasional like heavy edit videos because I do enjoy editing when I have the time. I feel like I can be very creative when I want to, but at the same time, I also care more about connecting with you guys on books and talking about books in the comments, and I can't do that if I'm not posting anything, okay? So what I'm currently reading, and I guess maybe I should tell you what have I read recently. Oh God, I read a lot of things recently. See, this is the problem of why I can't not edit, because my brain is like, boop, beep, boop, 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 boop. I cannot go from point to point. A lot of things have happened, so let me try and structure this efficiently. Things that I've read recently. That correlates to something new that I bought. that I also wanted to talk about in this video. Drum roll. Oh wait, I'm not editing, so I have no drum roll. It's a Kobo. Guys, I bought a Kobo Libra color, okay? I'm obsessed. I am obsessed, okay? So, this is the Kobo Libra color. I bought it and I decorated it with some really cute stickers. Here, let me... I just found some stickers online and I printed them out. So freaking cute, okay? And then I also got this really cute, it is a like stretchy rubber material phone grip, but I put it at a diagonal because when you're holding it like this, like I'm holding my Kobo like this. So it just felt like it made more sense to like kind of put it there in the diagonal. Anyways, I'm going to make a whole video about this, okay? I will make another video explaining my experience with the Kobo because let me tell you, Kindle, you got to run for your money. I'm just saying. And this is coming from someone who has not owned a Kindle, so maybe I'm not the right person to tell you that, but I can firmly say that for me being an avid reader and wanting an e-reader to read library ebooks on and just save a little money when it comes to consuming books and not having to buy a physical copy, especially if I'm not sure if I'm going to like it. This has been amazing. So the two main reasons, honestly, that I bought it was for Libby, but the other one was that I really wanted to try getting into graphic novels and manga, and I wanted to do that again without having to buy it. So I wanted to borrow them and try them, see if I am into that sort of thing. Sneak peek, I am. They are, it's been so fun. I recently read, let's see, 1, 2, 3, and I am on graphic novel number Volume 4 of Heartstopper. If you don't know what Heartstopper is, let me show you the little title cover, because the cool thing about my Kobo is, the cool thing about my Kobo is that when you have it on sleep mode, it sleeps in the title cover, which I think is so cute. It just kind of feels like a real book experience, obviously. So cute. So this is volume 4 of Heartstopper. I've seen a lot about this on the internet, and I really just wanted something that was super, like, turn off my brain and feel kind of cutie. It is extremely YA. Like, extremely. It kind of feels like I'm stepping into my middle school era of reading like fan fiction and reading stories like that. I'm not saying that in a bad way. I think that that's just sort of the style of this writing, which is fine. I mean, that's what I wanted, really. But it is definitely for a younger audience, I think. So I would keep that in mind if maybe you were looking for some like more mature content. I guess it does talk about some mature themes. But as far as the writing style goes, it really felt like I was reading something from Tumblr in a good way, okay? In a good way, because I loved Tumblr, okay? Loved it. So I am having so fun. I think the art is so cute. It's just, it's been really fun to like read in between. So I read 4 of those. I read that I think I read that all in February, maybe a little bit at the end of January. And that was fun. And I also read, oh my gosh, you guys have got to read this other graphic novel. So I also read Pumpkinheads. Who's that by? I don't remember who that's by. Oh, where is that book? Pumpkinheads is by, Rainbow Rowell. If you have not read that, oh my gosh. I was, again, before I read Heartstopper, I was looking for something that was extremely light reading and just a cute little story/romance graphic novel, because I just really wanted to read more on this color e-reader, which is amazing, by the way, and I'm going to show you here. Pumpkinheads, oh my gosh, it was hilarious. Like, I genuinely how freaking cute also. Like it's just a really cool device, honestly. It's just so fun to read. And that's not even like, sorry, I'm going to put my mic down. Like, you can, it's how you control, oopsies. Like, this is how you control the brightness. I just think that's cool. I mean, it's not really like game changing or anything, but for e-readers, I feel like it is. So anyways, this is super cute. Read this immediately, okay? I read this in the wintertime. It's about fall. I don't care. It was so funny, unexpectedly funny, to the point where I was like looking for everything that Rainbow Rowell has written, and I'm like, I need to read more of her because her writing was so funny and cute and kind of just like realistic. So, yeah, I had a lot of fun. So that's what I've been doing. I've been reading and dipping my toes into graphic novels, manga. And speaking of manga, I bought 20th Century Boys. Okay, but we'll get to that later. So what I mean, I got too many books on this. It's kind of crazy. You guys, it's really crazy that I have truly built this library, and this is like all of this row and this row and this are all books that I need to read. That's why I bought this Kobo. I need to stop buying books, okay? So anywho, those are what I've read so far. I'm not going to go into detail on The Poet Empress by Shen Tao. That is something that I've recently finished. And, yeah, you know, listen, it was a 1-star. I'm kidding. Everyone knows I'm kidding. Okay. Joke. Haha. Laugh. Everybody. Okay. Yeah, no, clearly that book was not a 1-star. We didn't shut up about it. Okay. For like 3 weeks straight. It was a 5-star. Okay. I think I might have gave it 4.75 at the same time. I'm not going to talk about that because we did a whole video of it. And if you want to see what I look like scared half to death, and what I might possibly look like in some job interview, like literally having a panic attack, social anxiety, check out Preacher Reads' video. We talk about it with a bunch of other booktubers. We go into detail. Super fun. Please watch that video. Just don't look at me. Anyways. So, yeah, I'm trying to think of what else that I read before I get into what I'm currently reading, and we can yap about that. Oh, I know what I forgot to talk about. I'm gonna stir the pot. Another book that I've recently read is called I'm Thinking of Ending Things. Now, listen, I enjoyed this book all the way until the very end. And, you know, that happens sometimes. You know, when it comes to stories, the way that authors wrap books up is truly what makes or breaks my rating. This is it was a very divisive book amongst a lot of my book friends, which, by the way, if you were not in the Book Street Boys Discord server, you should definitely go into that, because that's where we talk about all kinds of stuff like this. And that's where we discussed this book. This ending, I can't really say anything without giving a lot of it away. It was a quick read, so at least I didn't like waste a ton of time here. But I just feel bad because Preacher Reads, again, recommended this to me, really, really loved it. And I feel bad because I did not love the ending, and it made me rate it like a 2.5 stars. I am so sorry. But if you've read this book, I can explain to you why. I just can't explain it because it'll ruin the entire thing for everybody. So, if you've read this book, let me know and let's chat about it, you know, without spoiling anything. But yeah, that was kind of a disappointment, unfortunately. So that was one that I did finish recently. Oh, I know a book that I did not talk about that I finished. We Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. That book was, honestly, it was really good. I think, though, again, the ending was really confusing for me. I don't understand. It's just, here's the thing. I feel like we were going somewhere with that, and there was gonna be like this big like reveal, but there wasn't really a big reveal, if that makes sense. It was kind of just like we kind of knew the whole book, and then it was just like, I don't want to say it because I don't want to ruin it, but it was like confirmed what we were supposed to be thinking the whole book. I don't know. It was just it was a weird read for me, I think, in the sense of I just thought that it was going somewhere. And I don't know if that's just due to the style of books that I've been reading as far as horror, thriller. It really felt like if you mixed literary fiction with horror, and that's what that was like. It was beautifully written, and I really, truly loved all of the characters in that book. Her dialogue had me cracking up, and you know, some of those characters were just so, like, what was the one named? It was like Uncle something, I forget, but he was like one of my favorite characters in that book because he was just so funny, and he's like I don't want to say senile because that's so sad, but it sounds like he was like a very old man that lived with these two girls in this house. And by the way, I guess I'll just give a little synopsis on the book since it's not very spoilery, but we're basically following this girl who lives in a town who is a part and comes from a rich family. However, her whole family is dead except for her and her sister. And you find out that the family was death by poison, and that kind of stirs the whole pot up, and you're just like, what is literally going on? However, the whole town hates them. One, because they're rich, and two, because it just seems like they got a lot of weird stuff happening up on this castle house that they live in, apart from the rest of the town. So it just was very gothic, and I loved that aspect of it. And they also live with their uncle, which is what I was explaining, and he's my favorite character out of the book. It just was like, I don't know. I think I just was unsatisfied with the ending, and that's all there really is to it. But I loved the way that it was written, and that was my first Shirley Jackson book. I really, really want to read The Haunting of Hill House. I have seen the Netflix movie. Is it a show? Yeah, it's a show. I have seen the show on Netflix already, though, so, you know, I kind of know what it's about, but I feel like obviously the book is probably going to be a lot better. So, yeah, I enjoyed that. And I'm trying to think, I know another book that, I actually have read a lot since I talked to you last, and I want to talk about all of them. One that truly is, we need some good news up in here. Okay, we do need some good news. And the good news is that I did read a good book, and it was A Short Stay in Hell by Stephen L. Peck. Okay, if you guys have not read that, read it. It has no commitment whatsoever. It's like I don't even know, 200 pages, if that. It was so good. I got it free on Kobo Plus, similar to like the Kindle Unlimited or whatever. But they have like, their library is just a little bit smaller, I think. That's the main difference. But it was free on there. I read it. I finished it within like a few days. So good. Existential dread. It's got, you're experiencing what hell is like in this scenario, okay? And it was just like, you know, I love books that make you feel like this could be real. You know, I've said that many times. I've said that many times on this channel. It feels like I love books that feel like that could be real. Like you don't know if that's real, and it feels like it could be real. You know, guys, I'm so eloquent. I'm just so eloquent. Yeah, if you have not read A Short Stay in Hell yet, please read that book. I mean, I need someone to talk to about it because it was so good. Yeah, essentially a guy gets sent, he dies, he gets sent to hell. The hell is not what you would think it to be. And we go through his experience of navigating, trying to get out, okay? Because apparently you can't escape, but the requirements are complicated. So there's that. It is so good. Please read it, okay? And that's all that I can remember off the top of my head, because the rest is probably on my Goodreads or my Fable, and I'm recording on my phone, and I don't have access to it, okay? And I didn't prepare. I just wanted to record this video. I sat down, okay? I have this on my head I need to get out, okay? And that's just the style of video that I wanted it to be. Now, let's move on to more important things like The Princess Bride, okay? Okay. All right. The Princess Bride. Oh my gosh, you guys. I have been so excited to read this. I went on a mood reading shopping spree and I picked up The Princess Bride at the bookstore. And when I tell you I'm having a good time, I'm having a good time. This book is hilarious. It is funny and it's cute and it's transportive. It's medieval fantasy, but funny and different. It's unique. It's just such a different take on, you know, I feel like modern fantasy. I've never seen the Princess Bride movie, which I've heard that people are like, that's my comfort movie. I freaking love The Princess Bride. And a lot of people are just like, this is one of my favorite books. And I cannot wait to finish it. I am like halfway through. However, I will say, so didn't know that this book is using, that this is a, what is it called? An abridged version, which I guess means when an author takes an original work and sort of splices it up and makes it their own. But this author takes that concept and fakes it, and it's not actually, he literally has a fake, like, this is so confusing, and I don't really understand the point. I'm sorry, I don't understand the point. That's the one thing about this book is, what is the point of this? It literally says, S. Morgenstern's classic tale. And, hey, that person doesn't exist. I spent hours looking up the original, quote, quote, original The Princess Bride. It doesn't exist because he made it up. He made it up. He made it up that in the first, and I put a tab. See this little tab here? That's where the actual story of The Princess Bride starts. The rest is like him going through and pretending that he took this work and was like all of his research and all this stuff. I skipped all of it because I'm like, oh, this is like a 30th or 25th anniversary edition. And he kind of went on and on and on. You know, this is for like fans. No, this is what the book is like. So I don't know if I should go back and read that, if it's, because he also has like asterisks in here and little notes throughout the book of like, oh, whenever I was abridging that and like whenever I was editing, like, should I have that? All of it is fake. Like, he wrote this entire book. There is no other author. There's no other work that he is editing or doing anything with. He just did all of that for like funny giggle, haha, making fun of like the publishing industry, I think, or something. I don't know. Someone told me that and I literally was aghast. Okay. I was aghast. I had no idea. So like, I felt dumb. I still feel pretty dumb, but yes, I love this book so much so far. I can't wait to see where it ends. And then I can't wait for the little treat of watching the movie afterwards. Oh, that's like the best part of this stuff. So yes, this was my current mood read. And then back to my Kobo, okay? I just got available, okay? Drum roll. There's no editing. Dang. I just got the first book of the Dresden series. That's not how you say it. The Dresden Files, okay? I am so excited to start this journey. Everyone says these books they call them palate cleansers. However, a lot of people are like, Is it a palate cleanser though? Because I pick one up and then I read the next 4 because I can't stop reading and I want to know. So I feel like calling these books a palate cleanser is almost doing it a disservice. And this is someone who hasn't even read any of them yet. I'm just saying. That's what the vibe that I'm getting. Is that I feel like I'm really going to enjoy this. The basic premise is it's a wizard detective, and it seems like he is he's like has these cases of supernatural beings, and that's kind of all that I know. It's like a supernatural vibe. If anyone's watched the show Supernatural, that's like literally one of my favorite shows, so I can't imagine that I'm not gonna like this. Love the idea of like a monster of the week sort of book. That's what Supernatural was like. I loved it. Ghosts, all kinds of stuff, demons, angels, all that stuff. So I can't wait. I almost forgot too. Another graphic novel that I recently read. I read the first volume of One Piece. Yeah, I know. I have got a long journey ahead of me, but again, I had this thing. This thing is dangerous, people. It's very dangerous because I have access to a lot of things for free. And that means I'm going to start picking up random stuff and starting big journeys and big series that I have no business starting, clearly. Look at all of this. I have no business starting One Piece right now. What? Why? Why not? Why not? Okay? So that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah, I'm trying to think. That is pretty much everything that I've read recently that I can think of on the top of my head. I'm trying to think about. So, looking at my TBR, I always do that. TBR? That's not how you say it. Looking at what I want to read here soon, there's a lot, okay? I recently bought Blackmouth by Ronald Malfi. I'm waiting for me to be in the perfect mood for this because I was in the perfect mood for this like 3 weeks ago, and then I started to get in the mood for something else. So, but I feel like I'm going to be in the mood for this after I read The Princess Bride. So I'm thinking I'm going to start this next while also reading Dresden Files. I don't know. I feel like that might not be a good lineup to read at the same time. So to be determined, but I am so excited to start this book. I went and ordered this at my local bookstore, and I cannot wait to get into that. I want to experience Ronald Malfi's writing, and I've heard a lot about Blackmouth specifically, and the best news is if I love him, he has so many other books, and a lot of people love most of them. So, at least the ones that liked Blackmouth did. So, what else do I want to read here soon? I need to read... I really need to read the second book of Us Against You before it starts to get warm again, because it's a winter book by Frederick Bachman. That is the sequel to Bear Town. I do need to start that. It's just like I said, I don't know. I get in the mood. If I'm in the mood, I'll start it. I also need maybe motivation if somebody wants to read that with me. Oh, here's something that I forgot about. I sort of DNF'd a book. And I say sort of because I'm not sure if I might pick it up later, and that's Cloud Atlas by David Mitchell, right? Yeah, I sort of DNF'd this. This book is way above my pay grade. And by that, I mean I'm too dumb, I think, to read this book. And I just don't really understand what's going on. I tried, and I even tried listening, and it was to the point where I was like zoning out because I'm like, what the heck is this dude even saying? Listen, I love like literary lavender writing sometimes, and what is it called? You know, pretty flowery writing, lyricism, okay? But this book, it was just too much. Like, I don't even know what he's saying. He's speaking a different language to me, it felt like. And I don't know. I think maybe I'm just too dumb. I felt a little bit like that with the Buffalo Hunter, which not as bad because I realized, hello, will this please go in here? I hate when this happens. I felt very similar about that whenever I started reading the Buffalo Hunter. Oh wait, what is it? I'm saying the Buffalo. I knew there was two words in this title that were the same, but I didn't know what, so I'm saying the Buffalo. It's the Buffalo Hunter. Okay, so let's get that one straight, Carly. I started this like last year and I stopped because I recently read I don't know if this is a spoiler. So I'm just gonna, if you don't want it spoiled, stop here and then I'll let you know when to start. Okay. It's about vampires and I already read a book about vampires. So I recently read that book and I didn't want to go back to back vampire reads. So I stopped. And also the writing in one of these perspectives was insane over my head. I guess he does that. He really wants to make sure that he's nailing down how these people would talk. However, that means that I don't understand it. So therefore I was having trouble reading it. But people really, really love it, and I will definitely give it a chance here soon because I also have I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones on my shelf, and I want to read this one soon. So maybe what I'll do is I will read this one fairly soon, and maybe then I'll feel better if I like it going into Buffalo Hunter, because maybe this book is more so up to the writing style that my brain can handle. But yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else that I really want to read here soon. Oh, I did start reading. See, I was mood reading. I started mood reading The Master and Margarita by Michael Balcroft? Sorry, I don't know how to say it. But I was like obsessed. Like I stopped reading this because I wanted to start The Princess Bride. But I was having a really, really good time with this book. A really good time. This is right up my alley for topics that I'm interested in. I love books that can tie different takes on religion and Christian themes and the devil and angels and stuff like that. Like, that stuff is so interesting to me. And that's sort of like what we were getting here. And I only got to like page 50 or something like that. Yeah, like 47. And we already had like a really interesting concept right away. I don't know where it's going to go from here. I'm kind of like going into this book very blind. So, yeah, I'm having a good time, and who knows when I'll get back to this, probably sooner than later, considering I already started it. I knew that I liked it. But yeah, that's sort of what I got going on right now. And if I start anything else, because that's a lot of books that I should start. If I start anything else, it's probably gonna be 20th Century Boys. I do want to read this. One, because it's manga, and it would be my first physical book of manga that I would have read. And everyone has been talking about this, and I hope that I would like it, because it seems like it's about, like, people explain it like Stranger Things vibes, like kids coming together to defeat something big and powerful or something like that. So that sounds really cool to me. I hope that... Oh, let's just read the back, because it's right here. Humanity, having faced extinction at the end of the 20th century, would not have entered the new millennium if it weren't for them. In 1969, during their youth, they created a symbol. In 1997, as the coming disaster slowly starts to unfold, that symbol returns. This is the story of a group of boys who tried to save the world. I'm in. So, yeah. Anything else? Oh, I did buy this. yeah. I know a lot of you are going to be like, stop what you're doing, stop the presses, and buy this book. Maybe I will read this book. Okay? Maybe. I just don't know. I don't know. I know that I want to immersion read this because people say that the audiobook is fantastic. So I might be doing that, but I don't know. Yeah, I really do want to read this. This would be a really fun one to convince my book club to read. However, forgot. My book club that I'm in, my local book club, we are currently reading Jade City. I know. I don't know how I forget to tell you guys these things, but I am currently reading Jade City. Also, listening to that one audio only. We are doing a thing where we're reading a series for the book club instead of reading like one book. So my pick actually won, and that's why we're reading Jade City, because I was like, okay, well, I'm going to put forth, obviously, Jade City, and I forget what it's called, the Greenbow Saga. Yeah, I'm going to put forth the Greenbow Saga because it sounds so interesting. I love the concept of a mafia-themed, Asian-style story. So I so far love it. I do think, however, her writing is very much tell, not show, and that kind of bugs me slightly. Okay? Slightly. But other than that, I think that it is pretty good. So I just need to hold out and finish it, and we'll see what I think at the end of that first book. So, yeah, I don't know, you guys. I do have a bunch of books over here. This shelf right here that you cannot see are books that I've bought at local book events. So these are all local authors that I have purchased their books because I have no self-control. And when I see a local author, I must support. So I do need to read those books because I feel obligated, considering I met them in person, bought their book. Some of these, me and my friend bought the same one, so we can read them together. A lot of them sound very interesting. So maybe I'll get to that and I'll let you know what I think, but that's sort of the current state of my books. I hope I'm not forgetting anything that I have currently read, but yeah, if one more thing. One last thing is I did buy this. Yup. Yeah, I did do that. I did a thing. Me and my friend are planning on reading Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson together. This would be our first Brandon Sanderson book that we have ever read. And I think it'll be really fun to read it with her. She is getting into reading for the first time and really like starting to enjoy fantasy, and a lot of these books that we have been reading together she's been actually really enjoying, so I think that it'll be really fun to both go into Brandon Sanderson together for the first time. So yeah, maybe we'll introduce her on the channel if she wants to come on, and we can talk about that when we finish the book together, but to be determined. I know we said we wanted to start that soon, but we just keep starting other books, don't we? And that, I feel like, is the motto of my life. Okay? So yeah, that's what I've got, you guys. I do want to get a different mic. I do need better lighting. Currently my lighting in here is horrible. I really want like a podcast better mic so that way I don't have to hold this thing. I love this thing for vlogging. Do not like this for this podcast style video that I wanted to try out. So I would love to have a better mic and sit with you guys. Let me know if you like this setup. I thought about sitting at my desk, but I just didn't know, what do you guys like? What do you feel more connected to? I know that you're just listening, so maybe it doesn't even matter. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Maybe I'll decorate if I do sit here more. Clearly this needs something. Any ideas? Maybe some fun book art would be cutie. I recently reorganized my office and my get ready room, which is across the hall. So I swapped this recently, and now I work in here, and I also film, and also have my books and my reading chair, which I barely use. So it's just kind of sitting here. So Let me know if you guys liked this, and let me know if you hated it, actually. That would be very beneficial too. Any feedback is good feedback, but I personally like watching videos where the person is just yapping, you know, they're just yapping and speaking their mind, and there isn't a whole lot of cutting and editing and putting on a face. I like the idea of feeling like we're just sitting here having a conversation. So yeah, let me know if that's something that I should keep doing, and I will keep doing it. And yeah, other than that, thanks for sticking around and listening. I cannot wait to update you more with when I finish The Princess Bride, and maybe when I start some of those books that I talked about. And if there's anything based on what I have talked about in this video for books that you think I should read, let me know in the comments. And yeah, give me some ideas too of like fun, cutie stuff that we can do with the channel name, because I just love it, okay? I love the idea of having some sort of mining theme or whatever, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe don't. Maybe it's dumb. Maybe you think it's dumb. So I don't know. All right, well, the Celsius is starting to kick in, and I don't want to have a heart attack on camera, so I'm gonna head out. And thank you guys for being here, and I will catch you in the next one.